Hi students, Mrs. B here. We've been working with the idea of texture in art, how to create texture, artists that use texture, and one of the things you're going to do for this lesson is how to draw a brick texture. Brick texture can be really good to develop some of that math art mind for pattern. It also helps develop your shading skills, and also, this comes in handy for a lot of students when they have to make a drawing for a class project, even not in art, maybe in another class. So we're going to take a look at how to draw a brick. It's going to look kind of like this when we're done. We're going to make it look like there's a brick wall with maybe like a hole in it. So you're going to need a piece of notebook paper. And I know usually I want you to use white paper for art. If you use white paper, you can draw lines, but for this one, I would really love it if you had some notebook paper. Of course, put your name on the bottom or at the top, and your classroom teacher's name. So we're going to start by drawing this kind of big, with our pencil, we're going to draw this big kind of wobbly, broken wall looking kind of circle shape. There's mine. We're going to make it look like somebody has kind of scraped off some plaster. There's a hole and it's showing some brick underneath the wall. So now if we take a look at brick, you notice that they're not stacked directly on top of each other. They stagger. So that means that there's one brick with two bricks kind of above it, and then another one that's off center there. So again, they're staggered. So if you see a brick here, you see the two below are kind of split in the middle. And this helps create a stronger support. And that's a whole other lesson in science or physical science on making sure that the weak part, the joint between the brick, is supported by a solid brick in between. So we're going to start by making some vertical lines. Decide how big you want your bricks to be. Mine are about the length of a fingertip. And then in the row below that, we're going to draw a line between, look at that, between the brick above it. If you're in a classroom when you're doing this, or you have a wall that's made of stone or brick, you can look even at the stones or the bricks on your home or in your classroom. If you have that, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about, how when we go to the row below it now, we're going to draw a line in between the brick above it. And again, this makes a brick wall or a stone wall better supported in a more solid building. So you're going to do that all the way down. I'm going to do this quickly now. These lines are perfectly vertical. You do not need to use a ruler. So we're going to draw these all the way down. Already looking like a brick wall. And then we're going to add shading on each brick. And again, I'm going to do this quickly so that the video isn't really, really long. What can you do if I'm going too fast and you're at home doing this? Well, I hope you said pause the video, because that's what you can certainly do if you need to slow down a little bit and take your time. And I've drawn bricks a lot in my life, so I can do it a little bit quicker. Okay, so you'll have your whole brick space here. So what we're going to do, and this next part I'm just going to show you on a few bricks. You're going to do this to the whole thing. We're going to pick one side. I'm going to choose the left side. And look at how I'm holding my pencil. I'm using the side of the pencil. This doesn't work as well with mechanical, but you can still try with mechanical if you want. I'm picking the left side, and we're going to add a little bit of a shadow to the left side, and then a little skinny shadow to the top and bottom of each brick. That's because bricks have form and texture. They're three-dimensional. Even though they're kind of flat, they still have some dimension to them. There's lots of different ways to draw brick and stone. This is just one way that I'm showing you. So you're going to do this to every single brick or stone. I know it seems like a lot at first, but look at how quickly that goes. It's kind of messy shading a little bit even. It's still within each brick shape, but if it gets a little too messy, just use your eraser to clean up the edges. So you're going to do this again to all of your bricks, a little bit on the left, a little bit on the top and bottom. And then if you'd like, some bricks have more texture than others, like they're rougher, some are smoother, but I'm going to add a couple dots to each brick. I'm not just taking my pencil and just jabbing dots all over. I'm just making a couple quiet little dots to add a little bit more texture to some of my stones or bricks. A little bit of scribble shading there to the side, top and bottom. Get all the way to the edges here. And then what we're gonna do on the edges of this like hole, after you're done doing all your brick, we're gonna add a little bit of shading that kind of comes out from the edges of this, because there would be maybe a shadow onto the other wall, and that's going to make it have a little more dimension. You can use your finger to blend that if you want to, and then just use your pencil to clean up any stray marks that you didn't want there. So again, this is how you're going to draw brick. Please take your time, fill in your whole space. On this one, they even have a few little cracks I want to show you. You can do that if you want and just make a few little spider cracks, almost like drawing the letter Y upside down in a few areas. So if you want to make it look like this wall is cracking and there's brick underneath, you can do that too. So take your time, fill this in. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Please try your best. That's all I'm asking for. I know that you can do it, and I can't wait to see your work. Have a good day.